as a person, a human being always have the ups and downs. And if all those hardships, sorrows, pain comes to you, you don't need to be despaired because uh, we are living in this world today, and we don't promise this life that we have tomorrow. Uh, a lot of people complain of having no money. Uh, some complain of not getting married because they are poor. Well, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you decided to remain a bachelor without a woman in your life, you still remain that way. Because money sometimes bring you a lot of problems that you cannot even solve by yourself. You see, when it comes to money, money has the way of being treated. Like you being treated as the multimillionaire by the other people. Also, money, as you a millionaire, you need to treat money in the other way. Money needs sacrifices. Money need a lot of things. Money need sweat. You gotta sweat for that money to stay up. And if you are poor, you enjoy life because the little that you earned and make you put food on your table and put the smile in your face makes you happy. When something is little, it's easy to be under. But when something is too big, it became expanded and it expands and goes beyond your control. And you start employing people now so they can be able to control them for you. And those that you brought in that control to control that big things you own, whether it's money, companies that you own, within those people, you will have enemies that will want you dead. You'll have people that who don't like your success, even though you bring them in as your workers. They will always want it to be a co-founders of that particular company you built. And once you allow that, you will no longer be a CEO because you will have a lot of people asking questions within your employees. So this is the bad thing of something big. And then when you wanted more, it's just like you eating. When you fill your stomach to the brims or you fill your stomach to the fullest, you feel pain because your larger intestine will expand to the extent that you cannot breathe. And when you cannot breathe, what will happen? You will die. And that is the excess of too much eating. So it's like any big things people think is good, but there's always a disadvantage of big things because big things need some extra controller. But when you own a small things that you can control by yourself, like life is you that control it. I mean, your life is being controlled by the Heavenly Father, but now is you to know exactly what you do with it. When you still live, it's you to know what you do with your life. And if you let people destroy your life, you'll end up in the street, end up being a beggar, end up being a poor person. Let me tell you something. Being poor is not by not having money. You can be poor in wisdom. You can be poor in presentation. You can be poor in talking. You can be poor in dressing. You can be poor in anything. Don't put into your mind that being called poor means that you don't have money. There are people with money but with poor brain, with poor activities, with poor capability of doing things, and yet they still have money. And that's the reason why they employ things. And there are people with billions of money, but you will never know these people are rich because they control their wealth and they know exactly what they do with this thing. And they know the control They know how to control this thing because they don't want the outsiders to know exactly what they want. These are the people we call smart people. They're very rich in the head, very rich in the brain. They know exactly what they do. These are the people who do things silently. So in anything that you do, you need to focus, because when you focus on something, you'll hand it. And remember, don't rush things. Higher expectation always put us into the wall, because when you expect something you cannot do, you just you're just intimidating yourself, because you're giving yourself a fever that you will not get a medicine for. You don't have to start saying that I want to build a house, and yet you haven't built a shop, a grocery. You don't even have a bicycle. You have to dream big when you start doing something. First, learn how to spend money, learn how to serve, and learn how to do businesses, learn how to be entrepreneur, be creative, be positive in everything you do before you have that higher expectation. Second, if you want to be a successful person, stop borrowing, because when you're in debts, you will be very, very hard for you to make it to that dream, because everyone will come always for you, looking for the money or whatever you borrow from them. So you need to be careful when you're dealing with debts. You need to be very careful. Third, women. If you want to be a successful person, avoid women. Be faithful to the person that you married. But when you are a womanizer and you wanted to be a successful person, my friend, the money that you earn or the money that you work for 33 or 40 years will be ruined or spent in just a second by that woman you call a girlfriend or a wife. As successful people always run away from a relationship, because they know relationships. There's this certain relationship that comes into your life to destroy you. So be careful. Thank you for listening.
Bossy, bossy, Godfather, man a OG, man a half humble, man a bossy. Fling a rag a rhythm like it's all free. Bossy, house on the coast G. My money so long it doesn't know me. It's looking at my kids like I'm bossy.
Hey yo, Idris, tell them.